Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a legal drama film, BHIM. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The story starts in front of the prison, where the loved ones of the inmates are waiting for their release. The police officers divide the inmates depending on their society's caste. They release the inmates from the upper and middle castes, while the inmates from lower castes are accused of committing crimes in multiple pending cases, making them the scapegoats in order to increase the police's clear-up rates. An inmate pleads to the police officers to release him because his family are waiting for his release. Despite their appeal, the police officers force the inmate to board the bus. This scene perfectly shows how brutal the justice system is for the less fortunate people. In the fields of the upper caste landowners, a couple from the Arula tribe, named Raja and his wife, are busy catching rats and snakes, together with other people from their tribe to control the infestation. The wife is listening on the radio, when his husband Raja teases him about having a baby. The wife smiles endlessly and tells him that she will conceive a baby whenever he wishes. The owner of the fields arrives and gets irritated, because they dig a lot. Raja explains that they need to do it in order to catch all the rats and snakes, but assures him that they will fix everything before they leave. The owner doesn't look pleased, and says hurtful words. Raja looks sad when the owner leaves, because their hard work was not noticed. Despite this, the people leave the place with a smile on their faces. It rains a lot in the evening. Raja and the wife are busy putting pots on the floor, because the roof leaks due to the heavy rain. Raja promises his wife that he will build a brick house for her before he dies. The next morning in the village, while the rich woman is wearing her jewelry, her earring drops on the floor. When she is about to get it, a snake appears, then it eats the rat. The rich woman screams to death. They decide to call Raja to catch the snake. His tribe is well known for making herbal medicine and catching snakes. Raja enters the room of the rich woman and looks at the closet. He doesn't find the snake, but he sees the earring of the rich lady on the floor, so he picks it up and gives it to her. Then he goes to another room, and finally finds the snake. He uses a hand signal to command the snake, and it magically follows him. The rich man orders him to kill it, but he refuses, because if not for the snakes, their town is already infested heavily with rats. Later, the rich couple need to go to the town, but their car isn't starting. So Raja pushes it until the car activates. The rich man gives him money, but he rejects it because he just did it for free, saying that the rich woman is from the same village as him. However, the rich lady gets offended, and denies that she came from a lowly tribe. She then mocks Raja. Despite the favor that he has given, he is not appreciated by the rich people, because he is from a lower caste tribe. That evening, Raja's family, together with his tribe members, attend the class of a village teacher, who teaches them how to read and write. Raja tells the teacher that even if they learn how to read, they will not be able to get a land title deed. They are not even allowed to vote, because they don't own a house in the village. The teacher smiles, and tells him that they should learn to read first, then everything else will follow. The next day, they attend a tribal ceremony in the seashore, when suddenly, the wife suffers from a headache. She asks Raja to come closer, and whispers that she is pregnant. Raja carries his eldest daughter, then dances out of happiness while announcing the good news. Raja needs to go to another place to work. His wife wants to go with him, but he doesn't allow her because she is pregnant. With a heavy heart, Raja leaves his daughter and pregnant wife for work. The following day, a commotion happens in the rich man's house. They call for investigators, because the jewels of the rich woman are missing. The police investigate and check the whole house, and find fingerprints on the closet. The rich man tells the police that they went out of town for a couple of days, and are very surprised when returning home, they find out that the jewels are all missing. The rich lady suspects that Raja visited their house earlier and found her earring, so he should be the one who robbed them. That's why the police go to his house that evening. But they don't find him there, so they forcefully arrest his pregnant wife, and other family members instead. The teacher hears what happened to Raja's family, so she asks Chandra's help. He is a well-known lawful lawyer, who fights for the rights of the people. The teacher and the wife go to Chandra's house. The wife tells Chandra how the police brutally hurt, and forced them to admit the crime that they did not do. Some of their family members were released, but unfortunately, Raja together with his sister, brother and nephew, remained detained. In the prison, due to the pain caused by the police torture, Raja's brother just wants to confess the crime, but Raja disagrees, saying that the wounds will heal in a couple of days, but the insulting mark as thieves will remain forever. According to the wife, because of the humiliation, Raja's sister commits suicide by drinking poison. The wife cries endlessly, while narrating how the police torture their family. The wife shares that she received very alarming news later, that his husband, brother, and nephew escaped from prison. Despite being pregnant, she tirelessly looks for her husband everywhere, but fails to find him. She is already hopeless, and doesn't know what to do. Chandru is very disappointed after knowing the whole story. He cannot fathom how the police were able to do such brutal acts. The teacher hands over a police report to Chandru, regarding Raja and his brother's escape in prison with the stolen money and jewels. Included in the report are the statement of the eyewitnesses, the receipt of the jewels that are pawned, and the fingerprints of Raja in the rich man's house. Chandru studies and examines the evidence well. He admits that the case is very complicated, because it is not just against the police, but the government as well. After that, Chandru and the wife go to the court to file a habeas corpus case, which the court approves. Some lawyers mock Chandru and tell that he is just lucky. But he frankly tells them that he doesn't believe in luck, but only in truth. The police officers who detained Raja and his family go to court to explain their side. They give the evidence and the statement of the eyewitnesses that Raja and his family escaped in prison. Chandru exclaims that he has no faith in the police report, and would like to cross-examine and summon the government's eyewitnesses, which the court approves. The day of the hearing comes. The people gossip that it is the first time in Bangalore history, in a habeas corpus case, that a witness stand is brought in, and it is not even a VIP case, but just a case of an ordinary tribal woman. The police, together with their eyewitnesses, arrive at the hearing. Their lawyer assures them that they don't need to worry, because everything is in favor of them, and their case will surely be dismissed. The first eyewitness to testify on the witness stand is the doctor who claims to have treated Raja. Chandru finds out that the doctor is fake, but unfortunately, he does not find any information about the other two eyewitnesses. Before the judges dismiss the case, Chandru asks to examine the inspector, who did the police report and investigated the case. The court approves the petition. Chandru interrogates the inspector, even though he is not so cooperative. In order to figure out their lies, Chandru personally went to the clinic, where Raja and his family were treated, to the drugstore where the medicines were brought, and to the police station where they were imprisoned. According to the report, when the prisoners escaped, they ran to the clinic, and after the treatment they bought the prescriptions in the drugstore. Chandru justifies that the clinic is 2 kilometers in the east from the station, while the medical shop is 1 kilometer in the west from the station. So it is impossible for the prisoners to run that far in a short time without being seen. He also presents the report that the inspector made, and proves that the handwriting is the same as the police officer who tortured the prisoners. In the face of the evidence, the inspector has to admit that he covers the truth, by signing the report that they gave to help his fellow officers. The evidence and the eyewitnesses are fake as well. The eyewitnesses confess that they lied, because they cannot refuse the police's demands. Finally, the court approves Chandru to file a government report. The police, together with their lawyer, go to the Advocate General to ask for help. He takes over the case to defend the police, and to prove that the accused really escaped. Raja's wife is waiting for Chandru's phone call, when the police arrive. They want the wife to come with them. But she refuses, saying that she will not go anywhere without her lawyer's permission. The police forcefully bring her daughter to the station. That's why she doesn't have any choice, but to go there. The police beg for her forgiveness, and ask her to withdraw the case. But she refuses. So the head of the police slaps and threatens her. Suddenly, the phone rings. It's from the Director General of the police. He commands them to release the wife and her daughter immediately, and bring them home, or all of them will be arrested. It turns out, Chandru contacts the head of the judge, to inform that the police threatened his clients. That's why the Director General has to take action, to stop the police's abuse of power. Raja's wife refuses to ride the police car back home, despite the plea of the police. She walks straight with her daughter, while the police follow them. The people are stunned to see the wife being escorted back by the police. The day of the next hearing arrives. The opponent presents a new witness, the rice mill owner, whom Raja's brother works for. He testifies that he received a phone call someday from Raja's brother, telling him that they escaped from the police, and decided to escape to another city, Kerala. Chandru is very surprised upon hearing it, because the wife didn't mention to him about the phone call. So he asks for more time to cross-examine the witness, which the court approves. Chandru is very disappointed, and would like to drop the case because of the sudden testimony. The teacher explains that they chose not to tell Chandru about the phone call, because they know that he will not handle the case if he knows that. She begs Chandru to continue the case, because she believes that the accused are innocent. They are illiterate and don't know about numbers, meaning that they cannot make a phone call. Upon hearing that, Chandru gets the phone records in the rice mill, and calls all the numbers. Finally, he reaches a phone booth in Kerala. In order to figure out the truth, they decide to go there to talk to the owner of the phone booth. After a long trip, they arrive in the city of Kerala and talk to the owner of the phone booth. But unfortunately, he just tells them he doesn't remember the men that they are talking about. They don't lose hope and continue their journey in looking for Raja and his loved ones. The phone booth owner pities the wife, so he approves to stand as witness and tells what happened a month ago. He narrates that he saw 3 people inside his phone booth and tried to interrupt them. But he was told that they are police officers and they are using the phone to deliver an important case. The court interrogates the head of the police, and he admits that he just mimicked the voice of Raja's brother. Chandru requests a new inspector general to investigate the case, and the court approves it. The new inspector general visits the tribe and cannot believe the harassment that they experienced from the police. Finally, after their thorough investigation, they find out that Raja's body was found on the side of the road the day after he supposedly fled. His body was cremated as an unknown man. Meanwhile, the police go to the advocate general to confess the truth that they tortured Raja, leading to his death in their custody. So they threw his body on the side of the road, while his brother and nephew were transferred to a different jail in Kerala. Since there is no eyewitness nor evidence regarding the crime that the police commit, the advocate general wants them to cover the truth and tells the court that they did beat Raja, but he died because of an accident after he escaped. In the court, the advocate general asks the judges to dismiss the petition because the police are innocent and Raja died in an accident after his escape. But Chandru disagrees and asks to cross-examine one of the police. He asks the time that they found out that Raja and his family are missing and what time they reported it to the head officer. But he lies and tells a different time to cover the truth. However, according to the report, the prisoners ran away at 9:50 p.m. and the police called the head officer at 10:10 p.m. to report the situation. But Chandru checks the call history, proving that he called the head officer at 9:10 p.m. and there is no call recorded at 9:50 p.m. Chandru asks for more time to investigate, which the court permits. Meanwhile, the advocate general talks to Chandru and tells him that they want to settle with the wife, but Chandru refuses because they will fight until they receive justice. Chandru convinces the townspeople to protest and demand justice, which is shown in the news. Because of that, the situation becomes more intense as many people find out about the wrongdoings of the police. The Director General of the police asks the Inspector General to settle with Raja's wife to withdraw the case for the department's sake, but he refuses because of his conscience. Because of that, the Director General invites Raja's wife to his office and offers her a huge amount of money. But she refuses because she wants justice to be served and demands to know the truth behind her husband's death. The Inspector General and Chandru continue their investigation. They already have the forensic report from the rich man's house, the doctor's report after he examined Raja's body, and the details of the pawnbroker. Based on the evidence, Chandru concludes that the one who made the phone call was really Raja's brother, but he was just forced by the police. Finally, they find Raja's brother and nephew in jail in Kerala. The day of the final hearing comes. Raja's brother and nephew testify how they were tortured by the police. In Raja's nephew's testimony, when Raja said that he didn't steal, the head officer kicked him in the chest, knocking him out. Raja's brother lost consciousness as well, so he called the police to inform them of his uncle's condition. A police officer entered the cell to wake them up, but he failed, so he called another officer to transfer Raja's nephew to another room. They put chili powder on their faces, trying to wake Raja and his brother. Luckily, Raja's brother woke up and was transferred to the room with his nephew. Unfortunately, Raja died, and they were transferred to a jail in Kerala. The Advocate General justifies that the nephew didn't witness that Raja died in police custody, and insists that his broken ribs should be caused by a car accident. The doctor who examined the dead body agreed to the Advocate General, but he adds that he finds chili powder in Raja's eyes, which proves that the testimony of his nephew is true. Afterward, the Inspector General shows evidence that the police were able to catch the real thief, who robbed the rich man's house, but they received bribes from the thief, and tried to make Raja the scapegoat. He also shows pictures of tire marks and shoe marks on the road, where Raja's body was found, which match with those of the police. Therefore, it proves that the police threw Raja's body on the side of the road to cover his death. But little did they know that they left evidence on the location. Finally, the court announced their verdict that the police should be arrested, and the victims should be compensated. Raja's wife and the Holy Ruler tribe thank Chandru for fighting for their rights. Chandru attends the inauguration of the wife's new house. At long last, Raja's dream to give his wife a house made of bricks is fulfilled. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.